this camera is doing alright. Donny and Krysta just woke up on this beautiful morning. I think a nice good close-up look at Don's foot.
Okay.
And Krysta's somewhere in the blankets over there. Okay, I stopped. Ready to get ready? Huh?
I'm ready to get ready.
I'm ready to get ready.
I'm ready to get ready. Let's boogie.
Row 1. I can't believe no one took
You are looking live at where I just purchased my season tickets, row 1, seat 13 and 14 in the end zone, north stands. This is the Family Fun Fest. That's where the visiting team comes out, right in front of us. The Bucs will be coming out this way. There's the scoreboard way up there. And let's see, and I got with me here at the Family Fun Fest, Krysta and Donny. See, seat 13. Krysta, get your butt off 14. I want to show the world. Row 1. And where am I sitting? Here's the Jumbotron, where they have all the replays right underneath. So that means we are going to be on TV possibly when the Bucs are on TV, which is almost never. There's the press box. That's where all the media goes. And there's the skyboxes where Ricky and his buddies are going to be.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm on. Just want to let the world know that I'm with you guys at this fun event. Alright? Just have a good look at me, alright? Alright? What else am I going to say? What else am I going to say? Basta! That's all. Cut it.
much as he does. He's looking at film at 8 and 9 o'clock at night, 3 and 4 nights a week. He has developed all the shots, the short game, the touch passes that maybe he didn't have good enough, at least early in the season, but he's developed those things. He's recognized where he needs to work. He's working.
Erickson's scoring toss to Ty J. Armstrong, week 2, was his first NFL touchdown pass. His 18 on the season were exceeded by only 5 other quarterbacks. Oakland made a good first impression in Tampa Bay, but the receiver who really left his mark was number 85, Courtney Hawkins.
Anything standing in his way, and as a result, the quarterbacks got confidence in him, kept going to him. We got more and more confidence in him, and he produced. Going to be a long-time good player in this league.
Spencer was right, still spreading, goes toward the right, it's a touchdown, Courtney Hawkins. One reason for the success of the passing game was the offensive line. Players like Paul Gruber, Scott Gill, Mike Sullivan, Bruce Rivers, Tim Ryan, Ian Beckel, Tony Mayberry, Sean Lowe, Theo Adams, and Charles McRae. Returning in his starting role as strong as ever, Gruber, number 74, led the line with strong and unyielding effort on every play. Two who took their game up a notch were Mayberry, number 61, and Beckel and Vince Workman. Cobb finished the season with 3,061 career rushing yards, despite a midseason absence to heal a knee injury. Stepping up in Cobb's absence, Vince Workman finished second on the team in both rushing yards and reception, reeling in a career-high 54 catches, the most by a Bucs runner since 1984. Offensively, the Bucs have reason to be optimistic, but effort exerted on both sides of the ball garnered Tampa Bay its first win of the season. And Bucs battled toe-to-toe in the first half, with Detroit taking a 10-3 lead. But after intermission, Tampa Bay reduced the Lions' roar to a mere whimper.
Teams, there will be no more the Bucs are a sure win. I don't think that was true the last half of the season. Everybody's going to recognize that the Bucs are going to win.
The players are eager to prove they are winners.
That's the only thing on my mind. This is getting to the playoffs and showing us this league and the rest of the teams around here and the fans and the community that this team is a great football team. We're on the rise, and being a contender next year is only going to be the first step for this team, for this city, and for this.
And process it. If you're looking for an end zone seat, you go up to the end zone. You'll notice that there aren't any. In the other corner is WTOG and the Walt Disney folks with the characters. We also have an opportunity if you'd like to join the Buccaneers at a luncheon. You can grab tickets over there. Also, reserved parking. If you're in the mood for some reserved parking, you can go ahead and grab it there. Also, registering prizes. There are all kinds of prizes being done. It's right over there in the corner. You grab those and you can go ahead and register. In fact, people have done that. Carol Zimmerman of Tampa has won herself a Buccaneer t-shirt, and Anthony Gonzalez of Tampa has won a GTE MobileNet retractable golf umbrella. Now, of course, we have season tickets to be given away, also a pair of airline tickets from Continental Airlines. So make sure you register. You can't win unless you register. Also, you can have your picture taken with the swashbucklers. There is also underneath the stadium a card show that is football and also baseball trading cards, and of course hot dogs and Cokes for 25 cents. Another program at Tampa Stadium today is the Missing Children. Right now you can have your kids fingerprinted underneath the booth near Gate 4. So there is a lot of activity going on. Of course, this is your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, an exciting season behind us. The players are working with some children, giving them the fundamentals of some great football. And we also have the Spring Fever Band. So this
which one of the groups? This is the best group of cheerleaders in the National Football League, believe me. Every time I go somewhere, there they are doing something else. And modest, too. Look at him. Take that extra down. We're going to just have a little deal for the guys. They didn't have breakfast or lunch brought in. We didn't pay for their rooms at the hotel if they were from out of town. That was their commitment to their team, to your team, that this was going to be a special year. And they spent the entire month. Only guys that really missed were guys that really had needs to be somewhere else. We had a couple guys in school, and Jimmy Williams still preaching up in Michigan, and a couple things like that. But other than that, we averaged about 42, 43 guys every day. No team in the league, not one team in the National Football League had that kind of attendance for one solid month. And that doesn't mean you're going to win the game, but that means you're giving it your best shot, that's for sure. And our football team, the players know this, and you will see it as you see things unfold here this season. This is the best team that's been hitting this field for a long time, and the players know that they're a good football team. This is going to be one top-notch bunch of guys, all of them fighting just as hard as you can fight to get ready to go. So with that, there's a question, or at least there's a man that needs to leave the room. What? Yeah. How about signing Dent, Jackie Harris, and a kick returner? Well, we've got probably the best kick returner in the National Football League already, in Vernon Turner. I don't know if we want to sign somebody under him. We'll just keep the best one. In our opinion, I don't think there's a better returner in the game. Maybe Mel Gray, but when Vernon Turner replaced Mel Gray with the Detroit Lions 2 years ago, he out-statisticked Mel Gray. So we're going to go with the guy who the Detroit Lions did not want to lose, but because of the politics of it, they had to put him on the wire for one day, tried to slip him in and get him back. We picked him up, and Vernon Turner's a Buccaneer. So we've got the best punt returner. Dent, it looks like, is going to go to the Green Bay, or the 49ers, and we wish him the best. We've got ourselves pretty well squared away. Who's the other person you said? Jackie Harris? Jackie Harris, the tight end from the Green Bay Packers. I'm slowly but surely falling in love with his answering machine, and we're staying in close touch. That one's going to be a late in the summer decision. And remember that when we offer, or if we get a contract offer to him that he accepts, Green Bay has the option to match it. So we may do all we can do. He may say, I want to be a Buccaneer, which, by the way, he has indicated he would love to be. But the Green Bay Packers could turn right around and match it, and he has to go to Green Bay. Well, it'll be that kind of contract, but they still may match it. It'll be a big one. Okay. Yes, sir. Yes. How have we addressed the offensive line? I say, hello, offensive line. That's most of the way I address them. We signed Tim Irwin, who is the starting right tackle for the Minnesota Vikings for almost 40 years, and it seems like. A guy that he's a practicing lawyer, and actually doing what lawyers do. They just practice, and he has been in the camp the whole month of May. He allows us to move Scott Dill to left guard along with Bruce Reimers. Bruce Reimers is recovering from a ankle surgery, and he is not ready to go right now, so we got a little question mark there. But with Scott Dill at left guard, Paul Gruber at left tackle, Tony Mayberry at center, Ian Beckles at right guard, who was a free agent signee this year, and Tim Irwin, a free agent signee this year. Pretty solid. And we've got some young guys coming in behind, and the guys that are returning will be the backups. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
He's just asking about Trent Dilfer, and Trent is a guy that he reminds me of a player that most of you won't remember, a guy named Greg Cook that played for the University of Cincinnati in the late 60s. He was a Cincinnati Bengal #1 draft pick, and big 6'4", and had a real quick release and that kind of thing. He was injured, so he didn't have a long career. But this is the kind of a player that could have that great career ahead of him. But he's got to beat out a guy named Craig Erickson, who came on last year. And just remember that if you put Craig Erickson in the category of a rookie, it was really his first year of playing. Rick Meyer and Drew Bledsoe and Craig Erickson, if you put them in order, the best performance last year came from Craig Erickson of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, not from those, those other guys. So we've got And Casey Weldon from Florida State's looking good, and Mark Vlasic, again, a veteran player that we got from San Diego. We're very, very strong at quarterback. We're going to have a good unit there. I'll be back to you. Okay, right out here, the blue hat. Are we going to the playoffs? Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know any team, I don't think there's any team of the 28 that are getting ready and working hard for any other reason. That's the only reason we roll in here, the reason we spent all of the month of May. If we play like we did the last half of the season, we were playing as well as any playoff team, we ought to be in the hunt. And all you can do is claim that, because you don't know who's going to get hurt, you don't know who's going to drop it on the one, and maybe the other guys that get hurt or get you know, the misfortunes of the bounce of the ball. But we are clearly a team that is going to be in the hunt for that. That's about all you can ask of any football team going into the season. I remember in 1981, rather, when the San Francisco 49ers won the world championship. Joe Montana was a quarterback, and they went 16-3. We were 1-2 at the end of 3 weeks. We had lost the first game badly. We lost the second game in a close one. Actually, close one in the first game. Got killed in the second game. Barely won the third game in the worst game I think ever played. And we were 1-2, and then went right on and won the world championship. So you really never know until the team starts to gel. I think we're going to know pretty early with this ball club.
Sam, just so you, Sam, yeah, see, you look over there.
Where you are.
Well, you see, I'm moving. See, I'm the little guy. See if you can see me.
Yeah, well, let me just tell you something. The speakers are not moving. All we can hear is...
All right, I'm right here. See,
there you
right
are.
there I
Yeah.
am. See, and then this way we'll be able to hear all the
Your
questions.
zipper's undone.
I know. Thank you. And I'm not looking. You're not getting me on that one.
How's Lawrence Dawsey coming back from his injury?
LD is working. He has worked about as hard as I've ever seen anybody rehab. Riding that bicycle, lifting weights, doing the rehab, and has been for months.
Here we go.
How much playing time will Eric Rett see this year?
How much playing time will Eric Rett see? Training camp will tell that, but he had a tremendous mini camp when we had all the rookies in for 3 days after the draft. He looks like a big-time player to me. He certainly had the college credentials coming into it. Gonna put it to you, no. And really, Jacksonville, we're looking forward to the Jacksonville rivalry, Miami, Jacksonville, Tampa Bay. I think they got good people up there. They're going to have a good franchise. When it's all said and done, you wait, it'll be like the old, when I was in Cincinnati. Cincinnati and Cleveland were tough competitors, to say the least. It could end up being that way with Jacksonville.
Here we go.
That brings up my questions. What's your viewpoint on realignment?
Realignment, I would like to be, personally, I'd like to see us go to that NFC East, where we'd have Washington, Detroit, or Washington, Philadelphia, New York Giants, and the Dallas Cowboys, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then that would be, that's a prestigious division. All divisions are tough. There's not any easy way.
What role do you see Broderick Thomas playing this year?
Broderick is a guy that can play linebacker, you know, stand up in what's called a two-point stance and then drop into coverage, or blitz, or rush the passer, or in passing down situations, he lines up on the end of the defensive line like a defensive end and is an upfield rusher. He's worked awfully hard at it, had a real good mini camps, came in real good shape, about the same weight that he was, you know, he's holding that, so it looks pretty good.
Coach, Buck fans in the last about 8 or 9 years we've heard a lot, and is this going to be really the year that Tampa Bay turns a lot of heads in the NFL?
Well, I'll tell you, in the league meetings, well, number one, the players have to believe that, and this group of players clearly think that they're going to win this year. They believe they've got a good football team and they're going to win. Good teams don't always win, but most of the time they do. At the league meetings, if you just listened around at the cocktail hours and at the, you know, the different sessions and the breaks, and there were 3 teams that just kept coming up. Watch out, these teams are right on the threshold. They're ready to break through and start winning, and that was the Atlanta Falcons, New England, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And you just kept hearing it over and over and over. And those are by the so-called experts, the coaches and general managers around the league.
Who do you have to replace Ricky Reynolds next year?
Ricky Reynolds, Tony Stargell from the Indianapolis Colts. Different style.
Successful NFL team has a great...
Well, you're not right there. Sorry. But I'd say there are about 10 or 11 teams in the National Football League that have titles of general manager. And I would say that maybe there are 12 or 13 teams in the National Football League that have general managers, and there's probably another 10 whose owner is the general manager, like the Al Davis and the Jerry Jones and those kind of people, and they work real close with the coach. And those teams, like Dallas, I'm the head coach and director of football operations, so a GM, when you get an operation that operates with a GM, he signs contracts, he negotiates, you know, with stadium leases, he does league matches.
We don't have any of it. I was just wondering why you don't pursue those kind of guys. I know about the salary cap and all that, but you know, if you're going to open the checkbook, that would be the time to open it, I would think.
Well, you ever go to the grocery store and you say you're going to pick up a couple items, you know, a little bread, a couple of, you know, some eggs and some milk and that kind of thing. You get to the counter and he says, that's $23.85. All I got was a couple of things here. And boom, you're right at the top. Well, it's the same way when you're working on a football team and you just can't split it up. That's a opinion. Another opinion is we needed to make sure we had another solid offensive lineman. We needed to have another defensive back. We need another linebacker. And pretty soon, you bought all the eggs and bacon you can buy. How am I going to announce the winner? I just pick a name at random. Is there a
Steelers All-Pro Hardy Nickerson?
Thank you for that comment, Hardy. That's beautiful. We're gonna... From Florida State, Lawrence Dawsey, wide receiver. And the man whose hang time averages between 4.8 and 5.9, something like that, whose name is mispronounced more than any other name in the National Football League. Chris Berman still calls him Malio Royster. Number 31, one of the running backs that I talked about earlier that is going to make us even stronger than we've been before, Mazio Royster. Wearing number 32. Come on, Animal, you can do it. Wearing number 32. Come on up, Animal, right here. Wearing number 32, one of our brand new offensive linemen. When he filled out the application form, he said he was 6'7", 320 pounds. Much like this, you know, dating contest or something. Animal is one of the fellows that's on our, quit drinking when I'm talking about it, on our staff. He helps us when we go on road trips. One of the valuable parts of the team. All we know is Animal. We don't know where he lives or what he's wanted for. There he is, Animal. The defensive back came to us from the Washington Redskins, Martin Mayhew. Another Florida guy. And maybe he does a backflip, but not from up here, buddy. This is one of the most exciting special teams players in the league, Curtis Buckley. And somebody you asked about just a little bit earlier, from the University of Virginia, where only smart people come from, according to Tony Covington. And wearing number 85, a guy that had a tremendous year last year, was the first pick that we took here when this new staff came on board from Michigan State, wide receiver Courtney Hawkins. And a mystery man. Here's the defensive line. Here's the answer to your questions right here. One of the defensive linemen from the University of Pacific that this is the kind of a guy you kind of pull for because he basically came on and just earned a spot on the football team. Sean Price, defensive line. Yeah. And formerly with the Bucs up until he's just a little too smart. From the University of Miami, a team that you may or may not have read about lately. Wide receiver, LT Lamar Thomas. And wearing number 21, yeah, you got to come all the way up here. Defensive back came to us from the New Orleans Saints 2 years ago, I think it was. Uncle Milty, Milton Mack. Okay, and we've got two more guys that are here, and they're on TV right now, and we'll see if they get up here before. But our left tackle who signed was our franchise player a year ago, Paul Gruber, and also another defensive lineman from Baylor that was Rookie of the Year, his rookie year. We're waiting for him to triple that effort this coming season, Santana Dotson, and he's up there this minute. Okay, now we're going to do a little question and answer. We're going to pass it around. Try to keep your questions civil. Remember, I'm listening to everything you say. We're going to have a roving mic. Yeah, you can sit down if you want to, or you can, I'm going to hand you this mic. All I'm going to do is just need the hands now and yell real loud. Okay, right, and we got one question up here for you. Yeah. Are the hot dogs on the training diet? This is a good day for some of these guys, let me tell you. If you're single and you play in this league, you just scramble around for what you can get. Basically, this is free food, their favorite word.
Sam.
Where?
Right here.
Okay, go.
Is Lamar going to get 1,000 yards receiving this year?
Is Lamar?
Yeah, Lamar.
He's wearing number 87, you idiot. That's why he's asking about you. Is Lamar Thomas going to get 1,000 yards? If he keeps this stuff up, pulling my head off and things, he may not get in the lineup. But isn't he a nice-looking guy right here? Watch it. Don't spill the Coke on you like you did last time. Okay. Yell. Okay, right here, and I'm coming back there. Question is, who does the better flip, Curtis or Horace Copeland?
Horace!
I do, because I can do the front and the back.
He got the yes, sir, right in the back.
Bring it on! He wants him and Sega.
Yeah, I know what he's talking about. Bring it on! I don't need a mic.
I don't know what Sega Genesis is. Does it mean you're like, what, Aquarius or something? I don't know what that means. Yeah. He asked about the time that we sent Curtis Buckley out on the very first play, would we ever actually throw a football to him? These whiny people up here called wide receivers would just make life miserable for me. Really, we put him out there because he's a tough blocker, tough guy, and we wanted him to block because we didn't have any receivers that were tough enough. All right, right here.
That's cold, man. That's cold.
All right, we'll try to get that triple A, is that what you said? All right, we'll get it. Yes, sir. Okay, we have on arrival, number 71, Santana Dotson. The question was, and we'll let him answer this out loud on the record, will this be a Pro Bowl year for you?
That's right. Send y'all votes in. We'll be there.
Keep those cards and letters coming. Is Paul here? Paul Gruber? Not yet? Okay. Yes, sir, right here. The young man right here wearing glasses. He wants to know if we're going to the playoffs. There seems to be something lurking in the air about that question. It won't go away. Yeah, I would say that. Here, I'll tell you the answer that I'm sure they would give if I gave them a mic. Dan, you want to give it?
Yeah, we've got to go back around. All right.
And we're going to go one game at a time. Right now we got our sights set on Chicago, and that's who we're looking for. We're going to let every game take care of itself.
I spend a lot of time trying to program these guys to thinking about one. The only thing they can do anything about is Chicago Bears. you know, as fans, and really we do it too a little bit. You think about the big picture, but you better get your mind set on that first play in the first game, or that big picture goes away pretty quick. And so that's what they're working on, is one game only, the Chicago Bears. Yes, sir. He's saying we've seen the offense a little bit here, a little bit there.
Sam Weiss is probably one of the best coaches I ever been a player under, and I'm glad to be with them. And right now I'm just a little booty, but I'm trying to get some brownie points here.
This is, that's one of the most disgusting answers I've ever heard in my life. No, I think, I'll tell you what, the atmosphere among the team, I think you can kind of feel it up here a little bit, is excellent. I don't know if it's any better anywhere else, but it's as good as it gets and as good as it needs to be right now. Just guys feeling good about themselves, about their team, and themselves meaning coaches, players, trainers, equipment people, everybody. When you get into that, circle those wagons when the season starts, you better feel that way, and we do. Yes, sir.
I'm just wondering how you guys deal with a lot of the journalists down here that spout ancient history that doesn't relate. Yeah, I hate reading the paper myself.
The question is, how do we deal with the journalists around here? Some of whom are in the audience right now. If we name one of them, here's one right here, that's what they look like. Actually, I'll tell you what, if you took away, I don't want to call it second guessing, but just talking about the game, what you would have done if you'd been the coach, if you'd been the player, who should have been in the lineup, what play should have been called, what defense, you take away too much of the game, really. I mean, that's part of the fun of the game, is talking about what your team did and what's going to happen and what the prospects are. And the media, the columnists and the beat writers and so forth, bring that information to you to talk about. Sometimes you don't agree with it, and that's what ticks you off. Sometimes it seems unfair. You saw a lot of good things. If they ever make mistakes. Sean, what else do I say on something like that? Yeah. We'll be fourth with a, well, we go for it on fourth down more because of a rule change that would affect the field goals. I think you will at certain times, and then there'll be other times where you just say that's 7 yards. When we line up to kick a field goal, we expect to make it. You know, I really don't think you'll ever line up saying, hey, we're going to miss this thing and lose 7 yards on the spot. You think you're going to make it, so you just go ahead and that'll be an added risk, but it won't be that. Okay, in the red shirt with a hat. Without the hat. Okay. With the hat off. Question is that I am a perfect angel right now. In game situations when things are going tough, do I get angry? Yes. Let's ask Molly O'Royster.
Well, he is mild-mannered now. But in the heat of the battle, he just gets into it. I wouldn't say too angry, just gets into it, gets really intense. Sam's a great guy.
Boy, this coaching intimidation's paying off here. Okay, yes, sir. In the tank top, right, a white tank top. Okay. Why did Hardy Nickerson hit a referee? Hardy, I'm stunned, but apparently you want to hand him that mic there? Why did Hardy hit a referee? I don't think Hardy hit a referee. I
didn't hit a referee. I was in a fight. I got shoved around, and somehow a referee ended up, I guess, next to me, and I guess his face in my hand or something. I don't know. But I assure you, if I hit a referee, he would not be standing around or this day talking about it at any point.
All right, kids, we do not recommend that you hit referees. Mamas and daddies go right at, no, okay, right? Yeah. Yeah, Eric, he just went back. He lives in Atlanta in the off season, and we just finished the workout. So Eric's in Atlanta, but he was here the whole month of May, looking good. His knee is back, or his ankle, whatever was wrong with him. Sad-looking body of his looks better, so that's what we know. Okay, let me go. I see some right here. Yes, sir. Are we going to have the reputation as bad boys at the beginning of the year, or wait till the end of the year? Oh, like last year. At the end of last year. Well, I think that'd be, Courtney, you got anything to say, or are you just going to sit there and leave me alone? Okay, let's do, we'll go 3 more. 1, 2, and then, no, you were late right then. Then right back here in the uniform. So 1, where would I point to 1? Right there with the beard. Is that a real beard? Is it your own? Yeah, okay. Painted on. Kiwi shoe polish, it looks like. So go ahead. It looks nice. My doodles. An artist that I'm not an artist, but I doodle. I just scribble on cards, and the doodle is something that I've given out to charities, you know, to auction off, and you frame them up. And it started out sitting at a table one time, and I was just jockeying around with some notes, and somebody said, "Would you sign that? Let me have it. I'll keep it as a little memento of something." Somebody obviously had no life. Raising money for somebody. Yes, sir. John Lynch or Johnny Lynn? John Lynch. John Lynch, Stanford, safety, linebacker, will play the same position that Barney Bussey plays. Looks in good shape. Just got married. Believe me, he's doing great. Beautiful wife. The new coaches. Okay, I'll tell you about them, and then you got the final question right here. And then we're going to announce the person that won 2 free season tickets. Our new coaches in the defensive line, a rookie coach, Kenny Clark, played 14 years from Minnesota, Philadelphia. Floyd Peters and Kenny are going to work together, kind of breaking in the rookie. But underneath the east stands and right here, and the guys are just going to disperse, and I think a lot of you have had a chance to meet them, and we'll have to put a time limit on it. Let me just tell you that obviously at some point you have to say time's up. And at that point, well, they'll try to slip out courteously, gracefully. Don't get mad. Do I do this first before the last question? What do you think? All right. Let's do this, and then your last question. The winner. Make it a classic. Oh, you've been drinking already this morning, haven't you?
You guys winners?
I can't hear.
Oh my God.
Okay, well, hold on. Just you yell. Everybody else be quiet a minute. Go. Oh, the question was, could they put a microphone on Hardy every game? You saw the NFL films when Hardy was mic'd. I'll tell you what, this NFL Films does a great job of bringing the game to life for you. And basically, it's an outfit that gets access to the locker room, to the sideline, like nobody else really can. And they do, except for WQYK, of course, and Channel 44, those two. But other than their being able to access the players and mic the coaches, you really wouldn't be able to get the feeling of what it's really like, because retelling it or portraying it by actors just doesn't quite tell the whole story. Thanks for being here. You're our favorite All-Pros. We appreciate it. We're going to assemble down in here and be here for another good little while, and then we're going to exit.
Anytime, baby.
This is your Tampa Bay Buccaneers for 1994. Are you jacked up to buy tickets or what, huh? Plenty of...
All right, Go. Here's our seats. You're right in front of the C, so you can tell everybody where you are. See, the letter C is right there. So when we're on TV, everybody will know where we are. That's our seats, 13 and 14. How you feeling?
Hi.
What do you think about these seats?
I love them. Great.
Donny, is that your girlfriend? That big thing. That big thing. We're on our way. Did you guys have a good time?
Yeah. We got what we wanted and
Got some pictures of some babes, the cheerleaders, got the players, talked to Sam.
now I just gotta hurry up.
Donny got a box of cards, got that football autographed, got some great seats, and I'm here too. With the season. We're at the outside leaving. That's the first team they play in preseason, right there. Sam's old team. All right. Ready to go?
Bye. Yeah.